Here's the Sensoji Temple. Everyone surrounds it as they want to sip water. They believe that washing their hands with this water can purify their body and mind. But when it comes to the Asakusa area, it's important to discuss the Sumida River, which the local economy depends upon.
Every well-established culture often includes a historical river. Japan is no exception. In addition to admiring these water resources, it also played a role in strategic warfare. Japan was severely deprived of water in the 1960s and 70s. The population was soaring. This, coupled with rapid urbanization, led to insufficient water resources. Therefore, there's not much opposition to building reservoirs. In the 1960s, Japan's population exploded and caused a sense of threat to Tokyo, the heart of the country. If the most basic drinking water is not enough, can the country still operate? In Tokyo and the local surrounding downtown area, there are 7 reservoirs providing the water for daily use. Although the average annual rainfall in Japan is 1,690 millimeters, which is twice the world average, the annual average rainfall of the Kanto coast in Tokyo is 1,571 millimeters, which is lower than the national average. The safe water reserve is 20%, which in Tokyo would be 6.3 million cubic meters, but there's no way to ensure this amount. Total daily water consumption in Tokyo is 31.5 million cubic meters, and the reserve water resources on hand are 6.3 million cubic meters per day. However, Japanese society, which has experienced war, worries this amount is not enough, as many reservoirs have been built. Located 65 kilometers from downtown Tokyo, these roads are small and rugged. It takes more than 2 hours to drive. We are here to learn how Tokyo's water system is protected. Surrounded by mountains and green lakes, this small reservoir in Kawachi provides the only water for people in Tokyo. Upon arriving at the reservoir, the dam isn't the first attraction, as management uses a monorail to travel in these mountains.
This rail goes into the forest, which is a water catchment feeding the Kawachi Reservoir. This hillside has an incline of 42 degrees, which is because of such ruggedness. You need to take a monorail like this to climb into this beautiful forest scenery.
To build a reservoir, one must first buy surrounding forest land to ensure soil and water conservation. Japan has done this, and the monorail sways up the mountain. We visit this protected forest area. More than 60 years ago, the Tokyo Bureau of Waterworks bought 24,000 hectares of forest around the reservoir, 70% of which are virgin forests. This piece of lush greenery is now an important barrier to ensuring water quality. The sedimentation here is only 3%. The main reason is the surrounding forest does a good job of soil and water conservation. Iwasaki proudly says that a typical 60-year-old reservoir has a 30% siltation level, though the Kawachi Reservoir has only 3% siltation. Some say it's the healthiest reservoir in the world, as soil and water conservation efforts have contributed to the state. In order to be able to maintain moisture, it is necessary to have a large tree, a small tree at the same time. This grass growing under it plays the function of water retention. In order to maintain healthy moisture in this forest, it is necessary to plant seedlings regularly and pruning them so that the sun shines into the forest. However, to prevent wild deer from eating these seedlings, nets are used to protect them.
が特に多いんですけれども、鹿が来た時は
The wild animals here are mostly mountain deer. When I first encountered one, I was surprised, but then I became accustomed to it after 4 years.
With a machete at her waist, she works diligently to prune this forest. After working for 4 years, she has become accustomed to this work.
上流の山の上でこんな
People who drink water really know that there are people in our group who are working upstream. I hope that through your report, more people will know about our work and the benefits of this forest.
知っていただいて、私たちの仕事の内容ですとか、森林の素晴らしさについてもっと触れていただけたら嬉しいなと思います。
It's often said that few people know that 1 cup of water is hard to obtain. In fact, to protect this water resource, some $16 million which come from water fees. Few other countries besides Japan can create such a miracle. In terms of water use policy, the Tokyo Bureau of Water Works gives priority to water from the Tone River. The water in the Tama River system is mainly used to prevent drought. Tokyo has 3 major water systems, with Kawachi being the upstream area of the Tama River, which plays the main reservoir role with a total storage capacity more than 180 million cubic meters. This is rarely used, only in times when water is needed, as it can supply Tokyo for 40 days. This reflects that Japan's reservoir system is well prepared to provide as much water as needed to keep the country strong.